Chris, as soon as I saw you as the reluctant huntsman, I thought to myself, this role was made for this guy. And in fact, I note that when you were growing up, you used to love the movies. You used to be enthralled. So now that you're the enthralleur, is this the perfect position for you?
It's great, yeah. I mean, I remembered reading books and watching films and kind of wanting to exist in those worlds, you know. And now I think as an adult to, to get as close to it, that reality as I could by doing this is a dream. You know, it's like being a kid again and running around the backyard. And
I have to say that in the very early part of the movie, when it opens, Charlize plays a beautiful bitch. Within 60 seconds, you hate her.
Yeah.
She just, and for a glamorous woman to do that is not easy. So I guess, but you're an amazing company. You've had the amazing audacity, if you like, through your talent, to be in some of the hottest movies. You've got 3 still coming out. I think one's in pre-production, one's in post, and one's about to hit. And now there's this. Mm-hmm. And I've got to say, the effects look amazing.
Yeah.
How hard was it to do, for example, in the Dark Forest and with the Dark Army and all these things, which are all done electronically? So how the hell do you manage to look as if you're engaging with these people and yet you're not?
It's tricky, you know. I mean, and it was actually a lot less in this than, say, Thor and the Avengers. That was most of the Thor and Avengers sets were green screen, and it is pretty numbing to be there, and you have no idea what anything looks like, and you're swinging your hammer in the air and shadow boxing basically. This, I mean, 90% of it was real locations and beautiful forests and mountains and cathedrals and churches through Europe. But then the fight sequences, you know, fighting the troll and the Dark Army, obviously they're not there. So that was, once again, falls into the category of being kind of ridiculous, where you've got to kind of, dig that little kid, that memory back and kind of imagine exactly kind of what's going on and, who you're fighting.
I spoke some time ago to Ray Maher.
Yeah.
And he said the most amazing things about you.
Oh,
he said, this guy is going to be a huge star. Did he ever tell you that?
Yeah, no, he I was just talking about him and saying that, look, whether it was home and away with Ray and watching his work ethic and what he does every day and has done for 20-something years, or, being on a set with Anthony Hopkins, and, the common thread with all those guys is such a great appreciation for the work and attitude about it. And, I remembered back working with him and sort of being, inspired by that attitude and what he did. And he said to me, how much longer have you got on the show? And I said, like a year or so. And he goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm thinking about going to LA. He said, yeah, good, get out of here, go. You should go. And I thought, oh, wow, cool, and it was the first time, I'd felt someone who had really sort of said, no, do it, go. A lot of people are like, well, it's a big risk, and do you have an agent and whatever? And he just sort of, without a hesitation, said, no, go for it. And I still keep in contact with him, and he's fantastic.
Well, Joss Whedon has also said wonderful things about you, and similar to what Ray said. Tell me, how difficult was it? How challenging was it to be the huntsman in this movie when you've done so many, again, the mythical character, and you're going to do another one, there's a follow-up. So is this something, do you love mythical characters, or do you just play for whatever the role says?
Yeah, but more that. I mean, I do love those characters and found a fascination with them, but the truth is that, and Ken Branagh said this on with Thor, he said, don't try and play a god, try and relate to it somehow. You're arguing with your father or your brother, play the simplified. And the same with this, you everything else around you says it's fantastical and what have you. You've just got to find something you relate to or empathise with.
Your restraint with the princess, even with the kiss near the end, where you think she's dead and then she arises from the dead, was quite remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
How many takes did you have to have?
It was funny that day because we came into this beautiful cathedral, and it was incredibly silent and quiet, and everyone sort of, it was just a very small crew. And Rupert had a few ideas of how he wanted to shoot it. He said, hey, maybe just run the lines quickly. And we sort of quietly sort of read it, and I was sort of, walking around her doing it. And he said, that's it. That's all we need to do. Quick, put up the camera. And it was very simple and organic, and it doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah.
And, we shot it in kind of half a day or something, and maybe, 12 takes, a few different angles and things. And it just sort of, sometimes it just falls into place. You can't plan that. It just kind of, something kind of pops up and it worked, yeah.
In terms of the roles you're playing, and you've had many and they've all been successful, I mean, you've had a dream run. Now, Raw management must know something really clever. because you have hit the straps every movie.
Yeah,
a lot of actors can't do that.
No, look, a few things. I mean, my managers absolutely have a, actually the first time I met my manager was here in Australia. He flew over and met with me, and he said, I know how to do this, and this is how we go. And has stayed true to that, and had this integrity about what we did. And there were things that were offered along the way, which I needed to work to get some money to pay the rent. And he said, look, stay in my guest house. We're not going to take that. Wait, hold out for something better. So I did, and I lived in his guest house and babysat his kids for a few months. And then, the right things came along. And so I credit so much.
Well, congratulations on what you've done. Very quickly, for somebody who wants to be an actor, and there are many people who want to, what advice would you give them?
It's a common thing. You hear it all the time, and you think you know it, and then you forget it, and you find it. And I found this anyway. Is just keep it simple. And someone said to me, the audience don't want to be told what to feel, so don't throw that in their face. Just find the truth in it and just say it. Just get on with it. Just simplify it. Just don't overcomplicate it. And that is something I keep sort of having to kind of come back to. Is sort of let it sort of happen. Don't force it. Because we can smell and see and feel fake. We understand how humans react. We do it every day. So we watch someone perform something. You don't want to be told what to feel. You just
Chris, admire your passion and keep enjoying.
Thanks, mate.
Nice to see you.
You too. Thank you.